As a new parent, we all know the nightmare of waking up several times throughout the night from your baby crying. This usually goes on for a few months, and at this point you may be wondering, how on earth can I make my baby sleep faster and longer? Fortunately for you, in this video we are going to cover some awesome sleeping tips to help ensure that your baby sleeps well and cries less, leaving you and your baby with a wonderful sleep. How long do babies sleep? This is a great first question to ask as either an expecting parent or a very new parent. Typically, newborns sleep between 14 and 17 hours per day. However, within the extensive sleep period, they will usually wake up every 2 to 3 hours to eat. This is what makes parenting really difficult for the first few months. If you are noticing your newborn is sleeping longer than 2 to 3 hours without feeding, it's best to wake up your child to make sure they are fed. Of course, as the parent, it's important that you observe and monitor your baby and adjust accordingly. Remember, these tips we give you are only guidelines, not rules to follow. Before we get into the tips, make sure to watch this video till the end where we'll give you a trick that can put your baby to sleep in 1 minute or less. Number 1. Routine is everything. This is not only important for babies, but adults too. For those who might suffer from insomnia or simply just struggle to fall asleep once in a while, an effective method to overcome this is to settle into a routine for sleep. This means having a specific time for sleep as well as making the environment suited for sleep. You can accomplish this by getting rid of unnecessary stimulus, your phone, TV, dimming the lights, music, and allowing yourself to get tired to sleep easier. This works exactly the same for babies. Since babies don't have an internal clock yet, it's a good practice to start initiating one for them. So when you are getting your baby ready for sleep, along with yourself, work on dimming the lights and making sure there aren't too many noises or stimulus. Number 2, try not to feed your baby to sleep. An important thing to remember is that babies make associations extremely quickly, so if you consistently feed your baby until they fall asleep, they are going to associate that they need to have food to fall asleep. The easiest way to avoid this is to not allow your baby to be fed to sleep, but only until they are really drowsy. Then you can tuck them in and soothe them quietly until they doze off. This way, your baby won't think it needs to be fed to fall asleep. Number 3, do you need to feed your baby? This tip ties in with the last one. If you have just fed your baby and they are asleep and begin crying in 30 minutes, you know that they don't need to be fed again. It's sometimes good to give your baby a minute or two to see if they can regulate themselves. If they continue crying after the minute, then you can check on them to make sure they are okay. Another way that the tip ties in with the last one is that sometimes your baby just wants to be soothed. It can also be extremely jarring for your newborn if they wake up in a room they don't recognize. What we mean by this is if they are fed to fall asleep, they likely won't remember being put in the crib, so when they wake up in a different location than they fell asleep, they might cry. However, if you only fed them until drowsy, then put them into their crib and allowed them to sleep there, then if they wake up, chances are that they will regulate themselves. What do you think of the video so far? If you are enjoying it, why not give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and ring the notification bell for the latest updates. Number 4, things take time. It's best not to let your mind run full of worry if you're struggling to put your baby to sleep. No one is ever really truly prepared to be a parent, so just as your baby learns, so will you as a parent. Everyone makes mistakes, so forgive yourself for your own and learn to grow and love your little one. Bonus: how to put your baby to sleep in 1 minute or less. A viral video on YouTube appeared about a man named Nathan Dalo putting his baby to sleep in under a minute by lightly brushing a Kleenex tissue over the baby's face. When asked about the trick, Dalo said that the tissue trick isn't actually anything special. Any light touching on the baby's facial areas such as the head, forehead, or the bridge of the nose also works. So the next time you're in a bind with your baby, take the time to gently soothe their forehead or nose. So what did you think of this video? Did you find the tips to help your baby to fall asleep helpful? Have you tried the technique that Nathan Dalo showed the world? Did it work for your child? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching and see you later.